Hi everyone, how are you? All right, let's go ahead and see. So today's question of the day is courtesy of Little Steve, and he said, would you rather be a turtle or a monkey? Now, I didn't ask them this. I was getting ready for stream tonight, and both the kids came in, and they said, Mom, have you picked the question of the day today? I'm like, no, not yet. And so they both actually brought in a list of questions. So I had to choose one, monkey or turtle, that won tonight. So would you rather be a turtle or a monkey? Leslie, hello. I am not in live chat. There we go. Now I'm in live chat. Okay. So now I gotta scroll back up. Okay, so we have Leslie and let's see, Dawn. Sounds good, Dawn. Ariane, Catherine, D says definitely a turtle. I like it. Captain says I'd like to be a monkey. Deborah says monkey. My mom used to call me a monkey when I was hyper and into stuff. I can get that. Hi, Jennifer. She says she'd be a turtle. Ev says, okay, why do kids ask the hardest questions? I'm not sure. Both a monkey and a turtle have their upsides and their downsides. That's fair. I think I probably still want to be a monkey just because of the speed. I don't know. I kind of like the idea of, you know, having the armor of the shell, though. That's something. Let's see. Hi, Mandy. Debbie says monkeys, so I could see the world from high in the trees. See, I like that too. Plus, you know, opposable thumbs. Always a win. How are you, Ev? Let's see. Kenny. Hi, Kenny. Let's see. Mandy, how are you? Debbie, happy Friday to you. Let's see. Still working on the Hannah Carlson page. I like it. Let's see. Carol. Hi, Carol. Lori, hello. Let's see. Jennifer, hello. Scroll down. Color time. Welcome. Melissa, you'd prefer to be a monkey. I like it. Let's see. Oh, hang on. It hopped down. It hopped down. Go back down. Let's see. Make sure I didn't miss anyone. Hey, look, it's Steve. I have a story about Steve to tell you guys tonight. Hi, Mona. Think I have to think about this question? That's fair. Hi, Celine. Let's see. He is super Steve. Monkey for me, be fun to swing in the trees, right? They're so cute and the little ones, right? Be a turtle, nice and slow. I like it, Celine. Okay, all right. I think I got everyone. If I missed anyone, I apologize. So let's see, we have a few announcements. First things first, tonight we are gonna be working in Flowerscape and we're going to be painting. I started already because I honestly haven't used paint in these books before and I wasn't sure how it would hold up. So we'll talk about that here in just a little bit. Kenny says, I guess I'd rather be a monkey because they're so agile, I could swing from the trees. See, I like that, I like that. But yeah, so we're gonna be painting tonight. We're gonna be using the Arteza Watercolors. Now I put the links in the description below, but when I got on the website, I realized that they are like sold out of all of their little pan watercolors. But we are using a couple tubes tonight, so I also included the link for the watercolor tubes, which are also great. But all the half pans are sold out right now, but you can always click the little email me when they're in stock kind of thing. Right, Kenny? Me too, me too. Hi, Angela. But speaking of Maggie, if you haven't seen my Instagram or haven't seen the YouTube up until right this very second, I posted a long time in coming Let's Talk video. I know it's been a while since I made Let's Talk videos, and that's, you know, we ended up getting COVID and then life got busy and then I'm just like, So like Let's Talk episodes are gonna be not quite as regular, but they're gonna come in every now and then. But anyway, sounds good, Don. Be a monkey for sure. I could swim and climb a tree. See, there you go. So anyway, posted a Let's Talk today, and it is an interview with Maggie Enterrios. Here's the funny thing, and if she's listening, she'll probably chuckle. But for the longest time, I've been calling her Maggie Enterrios. It's not right. And at the beginning of the video, if it sounds like I've been laughing a little bit, it's because we had to restart the beginning of the video a couple times because I kept saying Enterrios even though it was Enterrios. Like I had to anyway, I was just like just sitting right there and we talked about it. I had to like write it out phonetically so I could get it correct anyway. But Enterrios is how it's pronounced. Oh, thanks, Mona. For your turtles, they can swim water. Oh, I didn't think about that. That could work too, Catherine. That could absolutely work, absolutely. But so that video was all about talking about her and just kind of as an artist, but we also talked about her new book, which is coming out March 2023. So it's still a ways off, but you can pre-order it. And in fact, if you are itching to color one of our new pages, this is the page that I colored for the video. And you can actually get this page and color it in the video description. There is a link where you can get this as a free download. I thought that was super generous of her. So, that's right, they are fierce mothers. That is correct. So if you want to color this, this is available for free on the, like I said, on the video, in the video description video. Anyway, check it out. The interview was super fun. I really, really enjoyed it. So, let's see, was that it for announcements? I think that's it. So yeah, if you haven't yet, check out the interview, get the free download, and you'll be all good to go. Hi, Sarah, how are you? But for now, I've already colored that page and the new book won't come out till March. So we're coloring regular Flowerscape tonight. And I was toying back and forth with, you know, do I want to do pencils? Do I want to do, you know, I try to like mix it up. And then I thought, we've done watercolor pencils recently. Awesome, Kenny. We've done watercolor pencils recently, but we haven't done straight up watercolors. Now I did a test petal because I wasn't sure how it was going to hold up to the paper. And I can see that if you really saturated it, it would not work, which is why I chose to use the water brush pens, because I can control the water just a little bit better in the sense that, you know, I don't have to keep like dipping it, and there's a less chance that I'm going to suddenly have turtle, monkeys throw poop. Okay, that is true. I don't see turtles flinging any poo, and they can swim in the water. So, you know, there's that one. Della says, hi, Emily, I prefer to be a monkey. What fun to be swinging free from tree to tree in the fresh air and sunshine. See, at first I thought it was going to be easy, but now you all are bringing up really good points, and I'm thinking it's a little bit more difficult. Bonnie says, turtle, I love water and hate heights. I love it. Turtles last longer. You got that. Okay. All right. We had a good point there. We got swimmers, we got longer life. It's something to consider for sure. So here's the funny thing too, is I have these here because when I was coloring tonight, I realized at one point my little pans got switched and I was painting with the wrong ones. Is it called coloring or painting when you paint in a coloring book? Inquiring minds want to know. Anyway. That's right, turtles have a built-in mobile home. Dawn, go ahead and go get some sleep. You're good. So we do have the heat gun on hand tonight, and I realized I was putting this on here because it's helping to keep the page not to curl. Yeah, that is what we're gonna be working on tonight. I already started this flower, so I kind of want to just keep going with it. And we'll see how far we get. I don't know how quickly I'll be doing this, but I figure we'd rather do it, you know, nice than quickly. So for my color palette that I'm using on this, I just Googled pansy, because the nice thing is about her books, on the opposite side of the page, you can see what the flowers are. So this one is a pansy, and all the pictures that I pulled up on Google for reference, this purple is like a nice vibrant purple. So right now, like, I feel like it's too light. So I also grabbed one of the tube watercolors, the violet, the A411, and I'm gonna pop that on the watercolor little palette that I've got here. And then also I have a little bit of white that I just touched for some reason. A little bit of white over here that I can grab with. Also, hi Pickwick, how are you? Hi Jen, welcome everyone. So like I said, we got the tubes. This is one that came in the bundle that we did a video on for the giveaway. It's super, super cute. Like I said, it's out of stock right now, unfortunately. But you know, you can always part that, you know, email me when we do it. Awesome. Applying color of any medium is coloring in my opinion. All right, there you go. But we also have, and I don't know if we'll end up utilizing it or not, but I also have the metallic watercolors. They're super cute, super pretty. They come with 2 of the swatch sheets. So what it would look like on black and what it would look like on white. Now we're doing white, so this is, you know, and this is like an ivory, but the white, it would be most relevant to us. I don't know if we'll use it, but I grabbed it anyway because I didn't want to be getting up to grab it if, you know, in the middle of the stream. There you go. There you go. Okay, so let's go ahead and zoom on in and I can show you what I did for this one. I'm actually gonna leave that there because like I said, it's helping the page not to curl. All right, so I've used a few different colors on here. Actually, I think I can bring that over. I'll bring this over. So I've been using, wow, this is really bright. We're gonna turn this down. There we go. I've been using violet, blue violet, Oxford blue, a little bit of indigo for shadow, some lemon yellow, and then I used a little bit of white with the lemon yellow. So yeah, we're just kind of toying with it. There's not gonna be any like kind of hard and fast way for us to do this. It's just, you know. Hi, Michaela. So we're just gonna have fun. I'm gonna go ahead and put some of this violet here. As far as colors for the other, and I literally like so much for these watercolors, a little bit goes such a long way. So, ooh, bump my phone there. So you can see, I know my palette is dirty, but like once you stain it, there's no going back. So it's wiped clean. It's just is what it is. Anyway, so I literally just did a small little drop of the violet and then I have just the tiniest little bit of the white because we are really not going to be using that much, which is why you like may look at these and you're like, wow, the tube's so small, but honestly, it lasts forever. Be a turtle just because, yeah, I love it. So I haven't added any of the tube watercolor to this, but because there's a chance for it being more vibrant, I wanted to go ahead and try some of that. So I am just going to, I know you guys can't really see me mixing it. I guess I'm over here. Maybe I should, I don't know. I can't really get it all in frame. I'll zoom out for just a second. So I'm over here and I just have the little bitty dot and I am just making sure there's plenty of water because I don't want there to be too much. I have this cloth here too. It's clean, I swear. It's just had many layers of paint on it. It's just sort of it's like a microfiber cloth and I just use it whenever I'm painting. So stained palette, see, there you go. Hi, Sticky Art, welcome. So I'm gonna get some of that more vibrant purple and I'm gonna go ahead and, of course, yeah, why didn't I think about that? Of course you'd be a turtle, that's perfect. All right, so we're gonna try some of that more vibrant purple. Ooh, look at that, I like that a lot. I'm glad I grabbed it. But I'm gonna go quickly because this is not watercolor paper and it's going to soak in very fast. But I also have to be careful and not use too much water. So now I'm gonna go ahead and grab my heat gun and I know it'll be a little bit loud, but if we do not use the heat gun tonight, this paper will not survive. So we will definitely be using it a fair amount. So raise a hand who wants to hear the Steve story. It's been an entertaining last couple of days. Hi, Anissa, how are you? There we go. Steve, you raised your hand. Ooh, Deborah got the double hands. I like it. Oh, awesome, Sticky Art. I'm glad. Hand raised. Steve story. All right. So there's not a ton of backstory in it. In some places, turtles are protected by law. I've never heard of someone getting in trouble for messing with a monkey. That is true. That is true. Most of the time because they're fast and they're really strong. So there's not a ton of backstory. But yesterday evening, Steve we're gonna go ahead and start on another paddle. We're gonna do this one back here. Hang on, I'm gonna pull up my handsy references to make sure I'm getting. So based on a lot of the petals that I'm seeing, these ones might be a little bit darker or slightly different colors. So we might make this one a little bit more blue. So let's go ahead and start with the blue violet. So anyway, yesterday, Steve was, without giving too many details, Steve was playing a sport. And in said sport, there is the occasional contact with other players. There really shouldn't be that much contact with other players. And honestly, the other player probably should have gotten a yellow card, but we digress. Anyway, long story short, Steve got kind of plowed into and knocked to the ground on some cement because the place where this was, there was a cement sidewalk around it. Anyway, he got knocked to the ground and he landed on his tailbone, otherwise known as his rear end, but he fell so hard that he actually fractured his tailbone. Let's have the emojis. But yeah, so he came home and he, obviously he was saying that it hurt and we're like, okay, well, it's late. So let's, take some ibuprofen and kind of see how things are in the morning. And so he went ahead and went to the doctor this morning and they did an x-ray, and sure enough, he fractured his tailbone. He did not break the sidewalk broke him. But you can imagine how many break your butt jokes we have been cracking all day. Shit, that's a new one. Yeah, well, they gave him some medicine and they said it's gonna take 3 to 4 weeks for it to heal. The next couple of days are probably gonna be the most painful, but yeah. Hi, Eb. But yeah, so he's taking it easy today and the kids just kind of hung out with him in the other room and, you know, but cracking his behind. I know. So he just said, "Oh, honey, I'm sorry you broke your butt." It does, right? Sweet. Oh, you guys are giving me lots of good ones. Yeah, it's not been, he's the butt of a whole joke. Oh, man. But yeah, so he's just, you know, taking it easy. Oh, man, Della. Yeah, it's not like they can put his butt in a cast. They kind of just have to, yeah, for 2 to 3 weeks, yeah. He just kind of has to, you know, thankfully the doctor said of all the kinds of, you know, fractures you could have, it was like the best one to have, because apparently it was like a straight line fracture. It wasn't like jagged or zigzag or whatever else. There was no nerve damage or anything. So, yeah, he just has to take it easy. Yep. I know, right, JC? I had fractured the 5th lower lumbar right above the tailbone. It hurts. Yeah, right? Right, Celine? Yeah, so he's just, you know, because it's hard. Obviously, you know, I couldn't feel his pain, so it's hard to say. I'm using an Oxford blue now. It's hard to say, you know, what it really feels like. So that's why we wanted to go to the doctor so he could go get an x-ray to, you know, make sure that it's nothing more serious. But yeah, we're really glad that he went, because he was supposed to be taking a bit of a road trip for work today. It was just a day trip, but there was going to be a lot of sitting in a vehicle involved, and yeah, he can activate, right? Yeah, exactly. He's been laying on his side a lot, and honestly, like I said, he's just taking it easy, and you know, I kind of taken over on the usual things that he helps with, but so yeah. Heard my tailbone. Went to college art class, was standing up by the metal stool. Instructor told me to go ahead and sit down. I can't, right, Deborah? Oh, I feel you on that one. It was funny though, because Steve was just like, "I'm not the one that's supposed to be getting hurt," and I'm like, "I know, it's usually me. Like, this is I'm the one that runs my foot into a pumpkin, and then that ends up in the ER. I'm the one that slips on the mud and then breaks my ankle, and that ends up in the ER. The amount of times I've been in the ER, don't even get me started." So I'm just going back and forth between blue violet and Oxford blue. Those are kind of the closest estimations of color I can give you, because truth be told, you know, I thinned it out with water and, you know, I mixed some of the colors, so it's not going to be, you know, exact. I know, right? Maybe he took one, like I was due to get hurt for some reason, and, you know, fate just decided, nah. You know, Fate and Steve had a conversation, and he took one for me. But yeah, so we got him taken care of, and he's just, you know, taking it easy. He's got his medicine, and the nice thing is if you know, we're gonna reevaluate and see how he feels come Monday, but he can work from home if he needs to. Let's see. I'm trying to look. Now, I'm not taking from any one pansy in particular. I'm just looking at some of the colors, and I think this one should be a little bit darker in the back. No, I don't think he gave him any picking up weight limit. I think it's more of a, you know, if it hurts, don't do it kind of thing. We're gonna grab some noir, which is essentially black. What are you picking up? Well, I mean, I guess if he was picking up the kids, but he's not picking up the kids any of this. Like, we've given the kids pretty strict instructions that, you know, daddy needs to take it easy. We need to be nice to daddy. All right, I am going to use violet and a little bit of black. I want to get a nice kind of darker color in here. Now it's watercolors, so it's going to be, you know, a bit more see-through. Do I want that? I'm almost wondering. Hang on, I want to take a look at what we have for our tube watercolors. because it might give me a little bit more leeway. So I'm gonna zoom out so you can see. These are the colors that come in the tube watercolors. So there are a fair amount in here. We've got the black and I have the violet out already. I think we'll definitely utilize that. Many ace bandages when I was younger from turning ankles. We could have made a mummy for Halloween. And don't steal Daddy's donut, right? It's Daddy's donut. Exactly. Okay, let's go ahead and try it with the black. I don't know, that's coming out more here. I'm gonna show you guys what I'm mixing. It's coming out, oh, let's get this back in focus. It's coming out not brown, but it's just not quite the vibrant color that I want. We're gonna bring in a little bit of this purple. Okay, that's a little bit better. That's gonna bring back some of the saturation just a bit. All right, we'll try that. Let's see. Big Steve, Big Steve. Let's see. My sister broke her tailbone in junior high. She claims it's the reason she's short than a certified hand wonder. Yeah, Big Steve. All right. So I am gonna go very carefully with this. Oh, wait, I didn't mean to mess with that. Make sure that's in focus with this petal in the back. And I know my hand's gonna be covered over it, but I'm extra shaky today. So if I don't hold it in a comfortable way, it's not gonna work. Okay, this is succeeding at being really dark, but I'm gonna have to move fast because this is gonna get soaked in really fast. So I'm cleaning the brush real quick. And I'm gonna try and spread that out a bit, okay? But I'm seeing the paper start to buckle, so I am gonna need to leave that there for a moment and we're gonna need to dry this. And I think a little bit of indigo on top will help kind of blend this together. I know it looks a little sketchy now, but you have to go in little sections because it's definitely like, let me preface this with, this is not watercolor paper. It's not like this is the perfect book for watercolor. No, this is my own trying to be adventurous. And I mean, it's working. We're just gonna have to go slowly. I could not tell you how far we're gonna make it tonight. I definitely wanna try and do at least one purple flower and one pink one. I do know what color background I want though, and I really like the cobalt green. I want to do the cobalt green in the background, and I'm going to move that there in hopes of keeping down the paper a little bit. But yeah, it was Steve. And the thing that sucks is that he's going to have to, the sport that he was playing, he's not going to be able to play it now for a while. So, you know, we'll just take it easy. We're going to grab some blue violet. I feel like when I paint and I do that, I'm sounding a little bit like Bob Ross. We're gonna make ourselves a happy little tree. All right, so I want to kind of connect these two colors a little bit. Like I say, it's tricky and a little bit, you know, not dangerous, but brave to venture into adding watercolor on paper that is not meant for water, but oh, good. I'm so glad, Durbin. Other than my tailbone, well, I have it all over. The ortho doctor said it was my prominent, my lumbar and tailbone. Told him my boo-boo from way back. Oh, okay. So something to keep in mind. Well, the other people that were there, I was not there at the game because it was late and, you know, I need to stay with the kids and everything. But people were texting afterwards like, is he okay? Yeah, okay-ish. So hopefully within the week, he'll start, you know, he'll be able to be moving around a little bit more. Okay, let's go ahead and do a little bit of indigo. That is the third one over here. So I'm gonna get a little bit of indigo here. Monkey, people are scared of monkeys and don't treat turtles very well. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I'm hearing a lot of good arguments for both sides though, so I don't know. All right. We're gonna use that indigo. There we go. All right. So I'm just using this to create a little bit of shadow. And the thing of it is that the way that it looks changes a little bit once we dry it. That would be a really big ouch. Flying up a horse onto your behind on the dirt is bad. I know, right? Yeah, I can't even imagine. It probably wouldn't have been as bad because, you know, normally it's just grass, but he fell on cement and that's what did it. So But like I said, I'm glad that we took him in and got him checked out and everything. I know this is going slow, but it's just, it is what it is tonight. It is. All right, we're gonna use a little bit of the violet, and let's get a little bit of the blue violet. We're gonna mix that together. Okay, I'm gonna use a little bit more water here. Ooh, that's a lot of water. Okay, we're gonna get some of that blue, get some of that violet. Okay, there we go. All right, this has a fair amount of water. I'm gonna dab that just a bit. Okay, I wanna make this a little bit darker. Okay, that's a lot of pigment, so I'm gonna need to go quickly and move that around quickly. Rub it on the cloth. There we go. And rub it again. There we go. Okay, I'm happier with that. Feel like, what do I want to add? I don't know that I want to do a green. Putting that on low. Slow and steady wins the race, exactly. Yeah, it's an entirely different thing when you do watercolor, you know, or pencil, or even watercolor pencil. Like the technique is completely different. And you may wonder, like, it's a one spot, so why do I keep moving around? And it's partially because I don't want to, if I use too much heat on a single spot, then the paper is definitely going to warp. So I'm trying to like move it around, not get too close to the paper. I mean, one, I don't really want to feel like setting things on fire tonight. I mean, who knows? Maybe if I did, like, the video would go viral. It's like, oh my gosh, that colorist set fire to her desk. Everyone go watch. Okay, I am gonna use a little bit of the blue violet and a little bit of the noir. Ooh, yeah, that's a nice color. We gotta add a little bit water for that. Okay, and I'm gonna go in a little bit more. I want more of a shadow here, so before it dries, clean my brush real quick. And more. There we go. I mean, we may just come out of here with a really pretty like single flower. That's good. Oh, Ev, you're so sweet. Aw, I like that. Be a little pick me up, because this entire week's gonna be interesting, trying to figure out work and everything else. That is so sweet, Ev. Thank you. Recently, who tapes the paper down when using watercolor so when it buckles, the paper will lay flat. Yes, and you absolutely can, except this is one of the few pages that I decided not to cut the page out of the book. So it's in the book, but I really didn't want to cut it out. So that's why I'm using this to kind of help keep down the weight. When it's, when the paint itself is dry, what I can do is close the book. And then I've got a few heavy books. Like I've got a, what is it? It's a nature's, anyway, it's a giant, like thick, super heavy. So what I'll do is I'll lay it on top of it. I just swatched some cute watercolors. Oh yeah, which ones? I'm not lazy, it's just in the book. It's in the book. All right, let's go ahead and we're gonna grab some violet. Turning violet, exclamation point, violet. All right, so we're gonna get a little bit of violet here, and we are going to do this next petal here. And I'm gonna try and go fairly quickly. I will say one thing, watercolors versus watercolor pencils, I feel like being able to reactivate it works a little bit better. Now see, I moved a little too slow there, so we're gonna have to add some more paint so I can eliminate this kind of harsh purple line, because I certainly don't want that. All right, we're gonna get a little bit more of this purple. Okay. Just trying to soften that a little bit. I'm only grabbing a little bit of the purple, but since I had not added water to this portion of the paper yet, I can go just a little bit longer without using the heat gun. But I do still need to go rather quickly. So if I'm not looking up at chat, give me a second, because until I'm done with one section, I cannot part my eyes from the paper. Okay. But yeah, I think this might be, I don't think he's ever fractured anything before. I mean, I have, but think this might be a first for him. Okay, let's go ahead and dry that. Turn it violet. Practicing speed coloring or painting, right? Oh, referring to you being lazy. We know you ain't, you know, I'm a little bit lazy, but not that you guys ever see. Do I look at the dishes in my kitchen and go, eh, and then decide to go do something else? Absolutely. Is it mostly because Steve knows that I hate doing dishes, and so he does a lot of the dishes? Except today. I literally stood in the kitchen and I was like, all right, so for a while, you know, it's gonna be 100% chores here. And so I stood there looking at the kitchen. I was like, all right, I could ignore this, or I could do it now so that come dinner time, I'm not like, well, crap, we have no more plates. So, sounds good, Catherine. Thank you much for stopping by. Sounds good, Deborah. So I did opt to do the dishes instead of having, you know, lack of plates. I don't know. I cannot be the only one that looks at the kitchen and just goes, not today. Right? I know it, Ev. I know it. You know what, though? The kids are old enough, too. They're helping. So, like, little Emily, she needed some laundry done today. And so she helped me do her laundry. So that was nice. Okay, I'm just going between the violet and, you know, using water and kind of spreading it around. I'm gonna grab the yellow now. We're gonna build it out, and then we'll be using a little bit of the Oxford blue in between. Right? Oh, Loretta, I like dishes. Dishes are just like, no, they're like the bane of my existence. So I have a little bit of, I don't know if you can see it, a little bit of yellow here and white that I mixed in earlier. So I'm just gonna re-wet that, and I am going to use that. Alex. Well, I'm glad I'm not the only one. I don't know. Dishes and me, like, they have never clicked. I do not enjoy every now and then I'll get the bug to really give the kitchen just like a real deep clean, like straight up, you know, wiping down fronts of cupboards and, you know, clearing any clutter, like, you know, just absolute everything. You guys headed to bed? Alrighty. Oh, look at that. Here, I'm gonna stick it in the camera. We'll zoom out a little bit. Look, he's got a turtle puppet. So do you choose monkey or turtle? Little Steve, do you choose monkey or turtle? You choose turtle. I ended up asking your question. Little Emily, do you choose monkey or turtle?
Monkey. I don't really want to be a turtle either.
Okay. All right. Off to bed, you two. Love you. Get some sleep. Night night. She chose not either because she didn't want to be a monkey because she didn't want to scratch her butt. Just leave his dishes for me to do. So I went on strike after we ended up using paper plates, came home from work to find a dishwasher. That's awesome. There'll be a partial sink full of dishes waiting. I'll have to wait till I'm up for doing them because no one else will do that, right? There you go. All right, let's go ahead and use a little bit of Oxford blue. Yeah, they like coming in and saying goodnight. Team Turtle. Right? Yeah, it's a valid point. It's a valid point. All right, we're gonna use that Oxford blue. Oh, would help if I zoom back in, right? Okay, Oxford blue. Probably how he came up with the question. All right, cleaning my brush real quick because I want to blend that Oxford blue in with the yellow a little bit, but I didn't want to bring any more blue into the yellow. Okay, let's go ahead and dry this. Right? I don't blame you. Ah, there you go, Sarah. Great minds think alike. Okay. I do the kitchen. My son does everything else. See, there you go. Well, the kids are getting old enough too. We've started to, you know, train them to have. So little Steve, we have just a single area rug in the living room. He'll do that vacuuming. Little Emily is good at the sweeping, so. Oh, I'm glad, Ev. So, you know, and it's good to teach them chores and whatnot. All right. Nope, that is still very wet. Hang on. It's because I didn't dry it after the yellow. I'm terrified of monkeys. Wouldn't want to be a turtle either. But if you were a monkey, would you be terrified of monkeys? You have no option. I do everything I live alone. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. But, you know, consequently, if it's only you, there's probably not as many dishes. Yes, Crystal, I am indeed. I am indeed. We have no plans to leave here anytime soon. I mean, maybe in the next couple years, but it just depends. All right, we're gonna get a little bit of this violet. Little bit. And I'm gonna add more here so we can blend this just a little bit better. I'm gonna go quickly here, clean the brush, and bring this in just a little bit. There we go. I wanna try and make that a smooth blend. Let's get a little bit of that Oxford blue. There we go. Just trying to go quick and smooth. Now, once we dry that, it shouldn't look that dark right there. Exactly. I choose to be a red panda. Ooh, I like that. Okay. I also was trying to remind myself tonight, like, all right, don't put your hand in the paint. Because the last time we did watercolor, put my hand directly in the paint and then got it all over the page. Okay, so this little circle in the back here, I'm thinking needs to be really dark, because that's the thing about pansies, is they can have really dark spots on them. So, all right, that's all dry. Ooh, my phone there. All right, so let's go ahead and grab, some of them use like a really dark red rather than a black. So we do have a deep red, but honestly, it looks more like a brown. Let's look on the tubes and see what we have. Ooh, we have a wine berry and a Bordeaux red here. Hang on. As you can see, I have them so beautifully organized in the box. All right, let's go ahead and zoom out while I look for that color. So let's see, we are going for the wine berry. It's going to be I should really organize these at some point, but they're happy in their little box. Let's see, that is rose. Looking for some, oh, wine berry, here it is. And what was the other one? Bordeaux red. That is a mauve. Actually, I'm gonna keep that one out. Bordeaux red, here it is. And I'm gonna grab the black that I have in here also, because I think we might get a better black out of this one. Aha, there it is. Something a little bit richer. For some reason, the black on the palette here is coming across like almost a little bit brownish. I mean, you can see in the noir here, it's got, I don't know, I feel like it's got a little bit of brown to it. So we're gonna try a legitimate noir. I'll have to clean the palette differently this time. Right, exactly. Yes, they are all together in the box. So, you know, I got that going for me. I don't know that I ever actually did a legitimate swatch of these watercolors. Whew, shame on me. So I'm gonna do a little bit of this Bordeaux red. Let me see what it looks like. That's not bad. That's not bad. Here, let me move it over so you all can see it. Okay. So this is what we got going on here. This is the wine red. You guys are all kind of mauve. I wondered if you'd catch on that. Literally, when I said mauve in my head, I heard you in my head saying, it's mauve! Like, I literally heard you in my head. You should know, Shannon, you live rent-free in my head, like, way more than you probably should. All right, and I'm gonna put a little bit of black right there, because, oh, that could have been bad. I just, I dropped the black, and I got a bunch of black speckles right here. And we wonder how I end up with paint everywhere, huh? Okay. All right, we're good. We're good. We're good. I'm sorry, Ev. I'm sorry. I know it's a mess. Australia, it's mauve. There you go. All right, so let's try a little bit of the wine berry. Okay. Let's see if I can do this where you guys can see it. All right, so we're gonna do a little bit of the wine berry. There. We're also gonna grab a little bit of violet here. Okay, let's blend those two. That's coming out a lot more violet than it is wineberry. Hang on. Okay, that's getting there. We're gonna take the tiniest bit of black. In fact, I'm gonna put that there because I feel like I grabbed too much. Yeah, a little bit of black goes a long way. It's gonna take us a minute to get the color that I want. Let's add a little bit more water. That was too much water. Basically, you guys get to hear my internal thought process when I go, and yell at myself. All right, let's see. Now we can move that over there a little bit. Oh, that's because I'm like, why is this looking like it has white in it? It's because I had that white yellow. So this is Complete Chaos, which is a perfect example of how my brain is. You're using Artezers, right? That was in my head for that word. All right, this is something dark. I couldn't even tell you what this is. See, that's turning out like so dark. It just looks black. Oh, come on, come on. We don't need it sitting there that long. Okay. Yeah, that might as well have just been black. Well, yeah, it's okay. It needed to be dark anyway. We can always layer some other color on top of it. I'm just trying to also pick up some of that water. Hang on, I need to get this tiny little brush. This is just normal brush. I need to pick up some of that water. There we go. There we go. Yeah, like, if you could hear my brain most of the time, it's just complete chaos. Like, sometimes it may look like I have it together. I'm gonna let you guys in on a little secret. I never have it together. Most of the time, I'm running around like a chicken with my head cut off going, oh no! That is true, that is true. But knowing me, I would probably like press down on it and then just make it like smudge on all the yellow. All right, I'm gonna bring out some of that darker color there. And then I'm gonna use some water. I'm gonna try and blend that. I'm so glad, Celine. I never want to, you know, make it seem like I have it together because it's just beyond true. Like, I just don't. Some days I'm like, all right, today went well. Today was a good day. I did not injure myself in any way. I have all of my fingers and toes. The children did not have, they had zero meltdowns. I remembered to shower and here's for the real kicker. I changed my socks. No, I'm kidding. Right, Celine? Life would be too boring if I had it completely together. Isn't that what it is? All right, we're gonna get a little bit of the noir from the watercolor set. Arteza Gouache 60 set is 21% off right now. 40 bucks is still way too steep a price. That's fair, that's fair. I'm actually working on, because of the relationship that I have with Arteza, I actually have another discount code coming. So I am working on getting that one. So if you are waiting to purchase something, I can't remember if the coupons stack or not, but either way, I should have a discount coupon coming here soon, which I will share with you all. But did you wear them in the pool? I did not wear my socks in the pool. Tanya, I love you, but I can't imagine wearing socks in the pool. I mean, I'm not gonna yuck on your yum. Everybody's, you know, got a thing, but I don't know, maybe like the water socks, like the shoes. But I don't know. Way back in 2015 or so, I watched a video of a guy teaching how to use watercolor on coloring pages. His technique was to paint, then blot with a paper towel, which took up the water and the color. Oh no! Yeah, you don't want to take up the water and the color. All right, so I'm trying to look at this for what we're doing. And I think we're gonna treat this, is this two different petals? I guess I'm looking at the pictures of the pansies and it looks like this part is like all one petal, but it's just sort of bent differently. And a lot of them have darker little bits of color here, but also this is drawn here, which is what I think that is meant to be. So we're not gonna go with too dark of a spot here. We're gonna do a little bit, but we're gonna blend it out. So I'm gonna grab from this little wineberry black puddle thingy that I made here, which is totally the technical name of that color, wineberry black thingy. And we're gonna start with that here. And that's kind of the wonderful thing about paint is you can just kind of utilize whatever color it is that you made and be like, oh, all right, that works for this part, and just roll with it. Not quite as vibrant as I'd like, but that's also because I dropped a ton of water on there. Yeah, I think it's one petal. Right, yeah. F, thank you. Yes, but it's Tanya that wears the socks in the pool. Okay, I'm gonna do hypes in just a second when I can step away from this color. Okay. Thank you. Get some hypes in chat for F. Thank you. Aw, thanks, Celine. Use those handy dandy hype emotes. We're gonna throw in a Super Steve and a Cozy and a Kitty Love. Ooh, and a Steve. For those of you that just got your membership, you now have access to all of the handy dandy emotes. Catherine, hi Catherine. Catherine, you wear jeans in the pool? At least like leggings or something. Jeans have got to feel so heavy, so heavy. But yes, all of you who just got a membership from the wonderful, lovely Ev, you now have access to all of the handy dandy emotes. Plus, whenever you have something new pop in the Etsy store, you get a discount on that. But also, coming up at the beginning of next month, we're going to be having a new free coloring page for the members. So, so yeah, feel free to check that out. Thank you, Ev. I appreciate you. I was so glad when YouTube switched to that, because it's going to give those that wouldn't normally have an opportunity, you know, a chance to kind of jump in on that fun. And I just realized this was part of that petal. We're gonna need to fix that, but we're gonna do this for now. We're gonna try and thin this out just a little. Oh no, that was not clean enough. I'm adding more. Did I mention pure chaos? All right. What we might do is add a little bit of white on top of that. She is the best. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Ev. We're close. We are so close. It has that. Let me double check to see what it's registering, because sometimes the count here on the front isn't quite correct. So what does YouTube say that we are at for sure? Let's look. I don't think it's updated yet. It might be 71. Oh, no, wait. It does say 66. Oh, this thing's absolutely crazy. Okay, according to YouTube, it's 66. So it's like it goes up and down. It goes up and down. But yeah, at 75 is when we'll unlock the new one. Okay, so I'm gonna grab a little bit of this blue, violet, purple. I don't know, whatever color this was that was on the palette. That's what we're using now. All right, so we're gonna bring this down. We'll definitely put some more violet over the top of this, because I think this was a little bit more of a blue violet than it was violet. But we're gonna work with it. Thank you so much for that, Ev. Seriously, you are so sweet. Hey, how's your workload been lately? Have you gotten a break yet? Is your assistant back? Do we need to go hunt her down and be like, look, lady, you can't be working our Ev this hard. You gotta get back to work. Gosh, strap on, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Is that what the saying is? And get over there and get some help. Right? Aw, Alex, I'm so glad. Aw, Ev, you're so sweet. Okay, I know this petal looks like a hot mess, but we're working on it. We're working on it. It's Emily's purple, right? There you go. All right, this one's had quite a bit of water, so we need to make sure that this is dried all the way. Just out of curiosity, how loud is the heat gun? I seem to remember it's not too bad. Aw, thanks, JC. I think it'll look nice once it's completely done. When we're done with this flower, before we move on to the next flower, we'll do a little bit of the background and mix it up. Helps mend my behind. Not loud at all? Okay, good. Okay, that's an improvement. It just takes practice, that's all, but even still, see, that's still a little bit wet, but I really want to do something with this black here. So let's see, let's bring in some of this cloud blue. Hang on, I want to pull up my reference. There we go. We're gonna do some cloud, what was it called? It's called the Oxford blue, not cloud. Oxford blue. We're gonna bring this in. I mean, like I said, I'm not following any one specific pansy, so I can kind of do whatever I want with it, but you know. Heat gun's not bad at all. Good, I'm so glad. All right, so let's grab some of this yellow. Turned out darker. Yeah, I think with paint, I tend to be a little bit more light-handed because I get a little bit nervous about oversaturating the paper. a little bit more yellow. Yeah, I want to even out this black here because it's a little choppy. Okay, a little bit more yellow. What is it? That's right, Steve. Ev is sending you a special get well soon gift. Thoughtful. Gonna get a little bit of indigo here. Okay. And we're gonna bring it along this side here because this petal would be shadowed a little bit more. Like I said, I am just drawing. It is a special present. I am just drawing in between a lot because the paper, you know, isn't necessarily meant for water. So broken bones do hurt. There's so many puns that can go hand in hand with it. Like, yeah, it's a literal pain in the. I guess I can't say the word here. Pain in the class. Pain in the art class. Pain in the glass that is in the window. Celine, the Nightbot held what you said. I'll have to look it up. Yeah, pain in the butt. Yes, pain in the butt. Oh, yeah. Poor guy. You know what though? It's gonna give him not that this is, you know, a good thing by any means, but Steve does have a tendency to have a hard time taking time for himself and relaxing, which I always try to get him to do. And so this is definitely forcing him to take a moment for himself. So tush, I like it, tush. Yeah, literally. So there you go, yeah. So this is gonna have him be taking some time for himself. I let it go. It's only one butt, right? But yeah, he'll take some time for himself and just relax and heal up and yeah. All right, that's still a little bit wet, so I'm gonna work on this behind it here. And so let's get a little bit of that Oxford blue. How many different versions of this word can we come up with? All right, we're gonna get a little bit of yellow. Okay, let's just be honest. You know, yeah, we're all grown adults, but butts are funny, all right? Butts are funny. It's not as funny when, you know, a butt hurts, but, you know, as much as I try to keep little Steve from saying, you know, P-O-O-P jokes all the time, there's always going to be a part of, like, every human on the planet that's going to giggle if someone... Oh, no! Yeah. Yeah, in all seriousness, he's very much, you know, we tease, but he's very much getting pampered and you know, just relaxing and all the things. Went and picked up his medicine for him today and brought home Subway for dinner and, you know, just picked him up a bag of his favorite chips and all the good stuff. No, Bourbon, he hasn't. Grown adults wear, right, Jen? Oh, it's been an adventure, Angela. You know, obviously, you know, my first was a girl, but yeah, there are definitely things about having boys that you just have to chuckle at sometimes. All right, let's give this a little bit of dry here. I figured there'd be a few things tonight that Nightbot will hold. Okay, I know we're spending like all night on one flower, but watercolor painting is just a whole different ball game. Would this have been done already if we were doing pencil? Absolutely, but you know. We're just taking our time, enjoying the watercolor, right? See, there you go, Angela. Anything involving butts is usually hilarious. Oh my gosh. All right. There we go. All right, so we're gonna get a little bit more water here. And see, the funny thing is when I say that you're using less water, like I filled this up completely and I'm not tilting it so you can see, but do you see where this water line is at? So we've really only used this much water. Like, what is that? An inch? Yeah, like an inch of water. Boy dog 2, there you go. So we've only used about an inch of water on this whole thing tonight. So I feel like it does control the water a little bit better. Okay, we are gonna get a little bit of this violet from the tube. Okay, gonna add just a little bit more water. Just giving it a little bit of a squeeze here so we can, there we go. Okay, and we're gonna get this violet. I was relaxing, taking time for myself, and look what I got me, a broken butt. Oh, he's been all up with the jokes, absolutely. I mean, the actual hurt, absolutely not. No, that's not very funny, but now all we can do is just, you know, try to laugh a little bit, and in the meantime, keep its spirits up and, you know, play video games and watch TV and all the good stuff. Basket of girl puppies. Okay, so I was just using violet there, and I'm just, because I wanted to darken up that petal. So it looks pretty dark now, but we're gonna dry it and then let it go. Oh my, it was because we were talking about butts, wasn't it? Yep. Oh, Shannon, I'll let you and Kenny get that one. We said a trigger word. I'm sure we did. Thanks, Kenny. It was a trigger word. It was indeed. All right, file that one away. That's good stuff. Well, no, that's not good stuff, but you know, the humor in it. Okay, we are almost done with this flower. Almost. Too much butt talk, right? That's what it was. Called in the troops. Be like, oh, we must talk about the bottoms here. Start saying took us. No. I don't, but I can switch it now, yeah. Usually wait for that, and now since that has happened, we will go ahead and switch it to be subscribed for 5 minutes. So if you're watching and you're like, hey, how come I can't talk? It's because you get a subscribe for 5 minutes. Yes, Cam, you do. Yes. Yeah, bottom. Of course, then that just reminds me of the minions. Of the minions when they go, hey, bottom. Which you better believe the kids also find hilarious. All right, so I'm using that violet here again because I want to try and get that strong kind of purple color. Clean my brush a little bit. We're gonna bring down some of that color here. I feel like watercolor painting goes slower for me than like acrylic painting. All right, we're gonna get some of that violet. Oh, I'm sure they will. I'm always so impressed because on Tanya's like, and for those of you that are here, if you don't know Tanya, you should check her out. She usually streams right before I do. So you should go check her out. Because like Tanya will have it on and they will legitimately like subscribe to her channel just to go and spam it. It's just like, well, thanks for the, you know, up number a little bit, but you know, if we're here, we're probably not looking for those super awesome, cool dating sites that you seem to be sharing over and over again. Ah, yes, thank you, Angela. She has it for 20 minutes? Oh my gosh. Tanya, they love you over there. The thing of it is it's legitimately a bot. There's no one behind it but a robot. So it's like, there's not even anything. If it was like an actual person in here trolling, like I'd be like, you know, don't pay them any attention. You know, don't give them what they want kind of thing. But honestly, that is just a literal spam bot. So, you know, it's not like it's actually listening to what we're saying, short of the trigger words. Tanya is amazing. All right, I'm just using indigo right now. I forget more to see what colors I'm using when I'm painting because I'm using the color that happens to be dried on my palette at the moment. You know, not an actual color. Okay, I think we are just about ready to move on from this pansy. I'm not entirely happy with, where did the, there it is. I'm not entirely happy with this darkness here. I feel like it got a little bit too dark. So we're gonna grab a little bit of this wine color and we're gonna get some of this purple with it. Okay, let's get a little bit more water. Okay, and we are going to bring that out over here. We're getting a little bit more red color in here, which I actually do kind of like, but I want to balance out that color. So let's get a little bit of the white as well. Aw, thanks, Alex. All right, what did Loretta say? Oh, you gotta head out? Sounds good, Loretta. Have a good evening. All right, we're gonna use a little bit of the white here. Okay, and this is just the tube watercolor white because the half pan set doesn't actually come with a white. We watched Mary Poppins with the kids for the first time last night. They liked it. I forgot how funny that was. And answer me this. The kids actually asked me this question, and I didn't know how to answer them. Why does Mary Poppins, when the kids come back from you know, being in the chalk painting with her and Bert, and they come back and they're in bed and they're so excited about what happened and they're talking about it, and then Mary Poppins pretends like she doesn't know what they're talking about? Is it just because like she doesn't want like the adults to know? I never really understood why she did that. Does anybody know? I mean, I'm wondering if there's just like this. I'm gonna grab some of that wineberry and violet and put some of that here as well. Is there like backstory to Mary Poppins that I don't know? Like, how does Bert know her? That's what I want to know. Tanya, we were just talking about you, right? The white works really well, and I think it's partially because it's a little bit thicker than your standard like pan watercolors. All right, I'm just blending that out a little bit. But I feel like there's some sort of backstory that I don't know. Right? It's so good. Is that Gene Wilder, right? So good. I still get chills in the scene when he opens up his golden ticket. Da 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 da. Off he goes. Da 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 da. We're gonna use a little bit of that wineberry and violet on this top one as well. But I mean, is there, before Walt Disney did Mary Poppins, was there like a book or something? Like, I don't know. I feel like I'm just missing some important plot points, some like backstory to Mary Poppins that I just don't know. Story is sort of about the writer's childhood. Okay. Yeah, because the kids definitely had like questions as we were watching. Like the bank scene kind of confused them, so I had to explain to them what a run on the bank means and why he got fired. She even knew the chimney sweeps. That's true. She did know the chimney sweep. Well, is there a... I assume there was a Mary Poppins book that preceded the movie. Or was it first a movie? All right. How are we feeling about this pansy? Mary Poppins was her aunt. Okay. Magic Secrets for Adventures with Kids. Is that the book? Oh. You need to watch the movie Saving Mr. Banks. Okay. I have seen that, but it was many years ago, and I don't think I paid as close attention. I'll watch it again because I was just, you know, watching it with the kids last night, and I'm just like, that's interesting. Work for the bank was fired. It was a book first. Okay. I feel like there's just so much that I don't understand about it. Okay, so let's do a little bit of background, and then we'll start work on another flower. I mean, it's 9:34. We still have another hour. So yeah, let's work on the background just a little bit, and then we will work on another flower. And I want to do more of like a pink colored flower. But for the background, I want to do a nice dark green. So this one is really, really rich, the cobalt green, and then we may add a little bit of purple to go along with it. Mary Poppins was a book. Okay. Yeah, because I felt like I was just going into this. I'm like, I feel like I'm missing some important plot points. All right, let's see. Make sure that's caught up. Okay. So we're gonna start with the cobalt green, and let's go ahead and put it, let's just put it right here. Okay, I'm gonna clean the brush because I don't want too much on it. And we're gonna get a little bit here, and let's just start, let's see, since we're right here, go ahead and start here. And we're just gonna be starting by putting down a flat color, but I also want to be careful because I don't want to get this on the other ones. But I was looking on Instagram trying to kind of see, sometimes when I'm not entirely sure where to start on a page, I will go and kind of look to see what else people have done, not necessarily for this page, but for her pages in general. And one of the things that I saw a lot, not with any one particular person, but just in general as a whole, was darker backgrounds on these things. So tried to write her how she kind of wanted it. No, that's fair. Thanks, Celine. So yeah, I definitely wanted to do a darker color. Let's see, do we have a really dark green in this one? I think we do. I'm looking at the box. Oh, go figure. There's a color called deep green, but is it warm green or is it cool green? Deep green might work. We're gonna grab, there are actually 4 books in the Mary Poppins series. They're a fun child read. Okay. But is it like, you say child read, like, I don't know. We tried reading Alice in Wonderland, but it was too weird. So, like, is it like 100% appropriate for children? All right, we're gonna grab the deep green. Here, I'll zoom out for a second. We're gonna grab the deep green because I want it to be fairly dark. Is this it? Aha, found it. All right, so we're gonna put a little bit of deep green on this palette. It's gonna be an interesting cleanup with all these little bumps of color here. All right, there we go. Let's see this deep green here. I'll zoom back in here in just a second. Wow, that is vibrant. That is really vibrant. Let's bring in some of the violet. Yes, that's better. That's better. That's a cooler deep green. Okay, let's zoom back in. Make sure we're in focus. All right, and we're going to, whoo, that's dark. Okay, we're gonna have to work quick on that one. I'll look back up at chat here in just a bit. I know I'm trying not to cover it while I'm doing it so you guys can see. That is a nice green. That is what I was going for. There we go. Let's get just a tad more there. There we go. Ooh, I like that. That is pretty. I can remember my brother reading the Mary Poppins books to me when I was young. My brother did all the voices. Oh, I love that. She was also born and spent her childhood in Australia. Travers did. Oh, interesting. Okay, I'm sorry. I know it seems weird to be so obsessed with the color, but that's like exactly what I was seeing in my head. And I am so glad that I got that. I'll calm down now. Stop fangirling over this color green. But I did get it super wet. Okay, well, we're moving on to the next section anyway. So we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna grab the cobalt green, which is this third one over here. And we're going to, let's see, I wanna make sure that we're not covering anything. A little bit here. And then we'll layer over with that other green so we still get the same level of green. Yeah. Let's see, look, how much am I covering it up? I'm trying not to cover it up too much. You can see the difference between the two greens, between the straight up cobalt green and when I layer on the other color. Thanks, Kenny. Ready from age 7 and up. Okay. Or they're written as children's book. Okay. All right, so let's get a little bit of that violet green now. We're gonna put that on top. I'm also trying to, if I'm going slower, it's because since my hands are shakier today, I don't want to get the paint where I don't want it, you know? All right, that looks slightly different because that one's still wet and that one is not. And honestly, even if there are, I mean, with paint, you're gonna get some slight variations and I'm okay with that. Oh, I'm so glad, Catherine. Yeah, see, that's why I question some of the older books because the children's books from way back when were a little dark. We haven't done, Shannon, I was actually thinking about it today because I saw your To Be Read series, and I found it interesting that Charlotte's Web was on your, so my question for you, Shannon, is have you read Charlotte's Web before? I mean, obviously, you know, we all kind of know the story, but what is the reason for why Charlotte's Web is on your To Be Read list? That is one we haven't done with the kids yet, and partially, well, I mean, I don't want to do spoilers if you haven't read it yet, but partially it's because of the ending. I think that would be hard for them to process. I mean, I know I read it when I was probably like a teenager. What's Sarah saying? Yeah, they were kind of dark, yeah. Okay, so let's do a little bit of that purple green on top. And with this green behind it, we'll be able to get a better vision for how the entire page is going to look. Oh, the prompt is book with an animal companion. You have read it. Okay. See, I think I missed that part. I missed that there was a prompt for it. I've seen movies, but never read the books, so no spoilers. Okay. I remember watching Charlotte's Web. I cried. I know. But it just seems like such a staple of childhood to read Charlotte's Web. I mean, Wilbur's just adorable. It also makes me want to have a pet pig. I think I have a copy of the book somewhere, honestly. Okay. Ah, you didn't list them. Okay. I mean, it's a classic, definitely. And one of the important things, I'm just thinking of it now as I'm going past it. Okay, so there's actually a fair amount of water coming out, more than I would like. But one of the things to remember when you're painting and you're having two very different colors side by side like this, make sure that where you don't want the color to go is dry. If for some reason this purple on the petal was still wet, this green would have leaked into the purple. Easy. But because it was dry, it's not instinctually moving there. Rye Wilbur teaches friendship and fighting for a cause, but it can be said. I like that, JC. I like that. My son had to read Freak the Mighty last year, which deals with major stuff, including, oh yeah. Well, he had to read it? Do you mind if I ask how old he was? Or what grade? If you want to ruin your childhood Christmas memories, read Dickens' original Christmas Carol. You never watch the glossy film versions the same. Oh, I can only imagine. Some of those, like, you see the movies, and so you remember them so much differently, and then as an adult, you read it, and you're just like, oh my God. Like, why? I like the movies better. Yeah, so when I was in junior high, they were reading Schindler's List. Thinking back, that just seems way too young to read Schindler's List. But they had to sign, the parents had to sign permission slips for the kids to do it. And thankfully, my mom had the foresight. I was the only one, and at the time I was embarrassed, but thinking back, I'm really glad she did it. My mom had the foresight to not sign the permission slip, and I read Anne Frank instead, while the rest of the class read Schindler's List. I don't remember feeling super embarrassed because I don't know, I got to go sit like over in the reading corner of the class and read that instead. But I feel like in junior high, Anne Frank is a much gentler way to lead into all of that. I mean, Schindler's List is just so, to this day, I am a grown up, sort of. And I still cannot bring myself to watch Schindler's List. Like, I feel like it's just going to be incredibly distressing. Dickens is really dark. Oh, I can only imagine. My son read Wonder in 5th grade. We both cried. It was such a good book. Another book that was read to us in grade school. And I say read to us because that's significant, because I liked the story so much that I had purchased it myself when those Scholastic readers came through. But what I didn't know is that my teacher had specifically left out words or replaced words because there was some swearing in the book. Now, I was probably about 5th grade. but it was called The Watsons Go to Birmingham 1963. And it covers a lot of issues, you know, towards racism and everything else. It's this, you know, this family that's traveling in the South in 1963, and it covers, partially in the book is the, I don't remember what the exact name that people use for it, but basically it was when in the 1960s when that church got bombed, which I'm sorry, I'm not trying to go dark, but I'm just saying that's what the story was about. And so when the Scholastic book came around, I loved it so much. It followed the life of this little girl named Joey that I bought it. And I remember once I finally got it, I brought it home and read it. I was less like, you know, I was 5th grade and I was just like, oh no, this one has, you know, bad words. Right, Anne Frank and Where the Red Fern Grows. Oh, Where the Red Fern Grows just gets me so much. My son is currently reading Sarah's, oh wait, split up. Sarah's Key about the Second World War. I wish I'd looked into it first. I dealt with, oh yeah, see? I mean, I know they have to be introduced to it at some point, but I'd like to decide when that is, you know? This year's required summer reading for a test going to 7th grade. He has to read Mango Sheep Royal dealing with teen issues, changes. I suppose if it's going into maybe 7th grade, but the books we read at school when we were kids, it didn't hurt us if we didn't know what it meant, right? That's fair, that's fair. We read Fahrenheit 451 in 9th grade. I feel like I know that story. I think there's a lot of books, like, I don't know, any of the stuff that's, like, you know these things happened, you know, in real life, in our history, and it is important to learn about different things that happen so that we as, you know, a society, you know, do our best not to make those mistakes again. And it helps us learn that this was wrong and why was it wrong, or why did this happen? This is why it happened. And this is why, you know, life is better now, or whatever else. Because actually watching Mary Poppins, the mother is, you know, talking about the suffragettes and everything else. So it actually gave me an opportunity to talk to the kids and explain, you know, how women, you know, way back when, they didn't get to vote. And so, you know, these suffragettes, these women, they fought for our right to vote. And actually, I did find it very interesting, things that I pick up on as an adult versus, you know, when I watched as a kid, where Mrs. Banks was telling the maid to put away his sashes and, you know, oh, you know how it angers Mr. Banks, like that kind of thing. And I was just like, huh. You know, just little lines like that you wouldn't pick up on normally. Animal Farm was 9th grade. Right, especially these days. Did I add that purple green on here? I don't know that I did, because it's still pretty light. I'm gonna add some more purple green on it. But it's just little things like that. So I know it's important that they know about it, but I think for me, like my kids especially, because they're my kids and I can kind of have a say on when and where they're exposed to things, I don't know, I think I want them to, I know it's important for them to learn understanding and why it's important to treat, you know, people kindly and equally, you know, even if you disagree about something, you know, treat them as human beings and, you know, and so I know that that's important, but I feel like I want to keep them as innocent as possible for as long as possible, you know? Like it's my one job in this world to make sure that my children grow up to be happy, healthy, you know, useful members of society and not, you know, someone who's going to take part in something, part of, you know, some sort of awful part that would be in history later on. And so for me, it's like, I don't know, I'm going to try and keep things as positive as possible. I know that they're going to need to understand this stuff at some point, but it's like I want to put it off for forever, but I don't know, or at least until I feel like they're old enough to make sense of it and understand why it's important to know these things. Lord of the Flies. I haven't read Lord of the Flies, but I kind of like heard like for what it's about. I read 1984 in 9th grade. That book changed my life. Loved it. I'll have to write it down. I'm not familiar with that one. I mean, I'm aware of, you know, 1984 because it was the 80s. 1984. I'm going to look at that. Oh, sounds good, Catherine. I'll take a look. Number of the Stars I like because it was how Denmark helped almost its entire Jewish population escape by getting them out of occupied Denmark with no deep dark. Oh, okay. I like that. Right? Yeah, a lot of those books got banned. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I feel that it's very important to know our history and understand, you know, again, we try not to make a repeat of history. But I think a big part of it is just in general teaching my children to, you know, love and respect everybody. It's okay to disagree. Disagreements are what make us human, make us different. But it's when those disagreements cause hate or pain for whatever reason. Like, I don't know. Anyway, it's starting to move in a non-stream ready direction. So anyway, how about them Broncos? Tolkien, War and Peace. It's hard to keep them innocent when they go to public schools. Yes, yeah. I'm not thrilled about that, but I see it's interesting. When we kept the kids home because of the pandemic last year, I could just see how much, you know, academically my kids do wonderfully. That was never a concern. But socially, I could see some struggles. I could see that they were clearly struggling because the lack of peers around them. Like, I could just see the importance of them having friends, people their age to be around and everything, and not just their parents all the time. And when they finally went back to school, it was just an immense improvement. And don't get me wrong, like, you're always going to meet some people who maybe aren't a great influence, but you're going to meet that many more people that are going to improve your life. Thank you, Angela. Schools banned specific books. I made sure to have them available for my kids to read and discuss. They had some great ideas on why certain books were banned at school. Oh, I like that, Durbin. Yeah, I like that approach. Like, don't get me wrong, I probably err on the side of caution most of the time. But like, I was on YouTube the other day and I came across a video of, it's a modern day village, but it was this village, and it was just a video of like how these people live in the village. And, you know, I can tell the kids, you know, till I'm blue in the face, like, you need to appreciate what what you have. Some kids, you know, don't have everything they have. And of course, you know, that's one thing to be like, okay, mom, but to really understand it. Anyway, it was just this video of these kids who lived in a village where, you know, they didn't have any, they weren't like unhappy by any means. The way the video was portrayed, it was more of like, oh, this is kind of a cool way for them to live. And if you don't know that you're missing anything, you're going to think that everything's fine. But, you know, they had to collect their water from a stream. The kids, you know, helped tend the farm animals and like all this stuff. And it was just an immensely different life than my kids have. So I actually had them watch a little bit. I'm like, you know, when mommy says, you know, not all kids have everything that you have, it's situations kind of like this. And it helped to put them in perspective and to see actual kids that are their age, you know, doing things like, you know, helping on the farm, and, you know, their mother is making dinner over a fire, that kind of thing. It put it more real in their minds than just like, well, you know, you need to be grateful for your things. See, the kids my mother had in school couldn't freaking read, let alone read War and Peace. And she would say, there you go. I think kids would be able to read books, but as a parent, I'd like a heads up that my son is reading this. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, because you want to be there. Mandatory summer reading books aren't even discussed when school year starts. They just get tested, and that's not helpful. No, absolutely not. By the time she was done with them, usually 4 years, they were reading and understanding college level Shakespeare. See, that's awesome. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and so I feel like, yeah, I don't know. There's just so much complication when it comes to raising kids. And I say, you know, raising kids these days, but, you know, I'm sure that when we were kids, it was raising kids these days, you know, there's always going to be something new that didn't happen in the previous generation. So, you know, like cell phones, that's going to be fun. Not looking forward to that stage, but I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. But, you know, when kids are little and they're just, you know, we call it the potato stage, you know, when they're not really walking yet, they just kind of lay there. Even when they're 2 and 3, like, their problems are not complicated, you know? Like, are they fed? Are they overtired? Do they need to go to the bathroom? Do they need a diaper change? You know, it's just basic things that they need. Most of the time, a good amount of snuggles will solve most of their problems. But as they get older, snuggles are not always the answer. And that's when things get slightly more complicated. And you're like, all right, guess we're getting to this stage now, aren't we? Nah, I figured, JC, you're good. All right, let's see. How much time do we have? We're gonna work on the background for about 5 more minutes, and then we're gonna move on to another flower so that we can get at least something else done tonight. Supposed to. I don't know. I feel like it's that kind of way with just, you know, every generations of kids. It's just, you know, each generation has its struggles. I do not like this little area here. I need to darken this up to even it out. And so I think we're always going to have something to compare to the previous generation. But I will say, if there's anything that I believe vehemently, it's that, and I get why they were cut because, you know, budgets and everything like that. But my goodness, they need to bring back classes that teach people how to do taxes, teach people how to balance a checkbook. I like home ec. Home ec needs to come back. Just teach them how to sew on a button or hem a pair of pants or know that, you know, how to treat your pots and pans and all the things. Like, those were great classes. Now I get, you know, like when there's budget cuts, they've got to figure out, you know, where to trim the fat, I suppose. But, you know, it's just, those are things that, you know, people need to learn how to do, you know, how to save money, how to, you know, why you should or shouldn't have a credit card and how to use said credit card correctly so that you don't end up thousands of dollars in debt. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like there's so many of these life things. I suppose they just, I don't know. I mean, it is up to, you know, the parents obviously to teach kids these things, but you know, what about those kids that don't have parents to teach them or don't have parents that are nice enough to teach them those things? Home economics, yes. Yes, Marilyn, absolutely. That's why I'm using this, because I'm using a very little amount of water and I'm drawing a lot in between. Yeah, supposed to. Right? I know it. I know it. And it just seems like there's just, yeah, so lots of drying in between and using just a small amount of water. Small amount of water. Like, I loved home ec, and I feel like there's still things that I learned in that class that, you know. Yes, life skills, exactly. Yeah. I know, Alex, like, in my head, you know, there's times where we have days where I'm just like, you know, down on myself and I'm like, man, I could have done more with the kids, or, you know, like I think over the whole of the summer, like, you know, we had people to visit. We didn't go on any long trips or anything like that, but we did take them out and do outings and all that kind of stuff. But, you know, I'll see, obviously everything you see posted on social media is all going to be, you know, the cream of the crop. Like, oh, we went to Disneyland and it was beautiful and we certainly didn't spend $30,000. And my child did not have a meltdown because they didn't get the ice cream, which, by the way, in my head, every posh parent that has $1 bajillion to spend on trips for their kids sounds like that. I'm kidding. But, you know, and so you see a lot of these things. And so it's easy for you to kind of get down on yourself. And you're like, man, maybe I'm not doing enough with the kids. You know, maybe I should be doing this kind of thing. And so it's really easy to get kind of stuck in your own little world. But then things happen like, when my kids, you know, did at-home schooling, little Steve was in a younger grade. And so maybe parents didn't think it was, you know, as important to follow up, but like barely any came to the Zoom calls. No one else picked up the like actual like physical curriculum. And it's just making me realize how many parents were not making an effort. Like, I'm in my own little bubble of being a parent, and it's very easy for me to criticize the way that I'm parenting because I feel like I'm not doing enough, or I'm not teaching them the things that I should, or whatever else. It's easy to get in your head, and then I realize just how much and how many parents that aren't doing. Sorry, I know I stopped. I feel very passionate about this. Yeah, exactly. In Florida, they're supposed to be implementing some life skills type classes, but it's a roll-up. That would be so cool. That would be so cool. Emily, I'd rather be a turtle. Monkeys scare me. I love it, Emily. I love it. But so I have to remember sometimes that despite the fact that I may think like I'm not doing enough, my children are happy, healthy, fed, you know, they know that they're loved, you know, it's, you know, in general, a pretty decent life. And so I have to just, you know, perspective sometimes. Yeah, see, I've never been good with math. Okay, so I'm gonna stop at the background for now. Let's zoom out here. look at it as a whole. See, when you look at, sometimes you go looking back, it's kind of nice. I'll probably add some other kind of like mottling on some darker green. I say mottling as an mottling, to give it a little bit more dimension, but it's basically going to be that color. It's that parental guilt. It's hard, man. Too involved as a parent, but the problem is, as a parent, we have to teach the kids to do for themselves age appropriately, because that empowers them. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Oh, thank you, Celine. My cousin's daughter is now 11, and for the last 2 years, she's basically has done nothing as far as learning because her mom just could not be bothered to make her do schoolwork. Oof. They built a fire. Oh, hi, Christine. Okay, so I've been looking at pansy colors here, and I see a pink one in the mix. I don't know. How rare are pink pansies? I think a pink would be pretty. So we're gonna do some pink petals here, and we're gonna do some lighter kind of pink with more white here, and then the inside here will be dark. So I'm kind of like taking from multiple different flowers. Wow, Alex. No math ain't allowed in my house. All right, let's take a look at our pinks that we have here. Magenta is good. I really like amaranth, but I think we'll start with magenta. Scarlet red's not too bad, but it's not quite, I don't know, maybe magenta's too bright. Maybe we'll start with scarlet red and then we'll add amaranth on top of that. So that is the 5th one in. So scarlet red, 5th one in. Aw, thanks, Celine. All right, so let's go ahead. I'm gonna put a little bit on the palette here. Clean my brush. Sorry, I know that's not the direction our conversations usually go here. Sometimes I get stuck on a topic and just go. So we can move to a new one if you like. I'm not gonna lie, like I am really excited about that interview that I put out. So like when I edit a video, like one of those interviews, I have to watch it through a few times to make sure that, you know, everything lines up right and I didn't, you know, leave anything glaringly wrong with it. But the thing of it is like I watched it like 3 or 4 times and I loved like every rewatch that I did of it. Like, I don't know. And I wanted to include some licensing stuff at the end because like Maggie is a licensing expert. And I'm really fascinated by it, honestly, because if I ever get to that point with my illustrations, because I've had some talks with some businesses with projects like that, and I almost felt like I was going into it blind because I wasn't entirely sure what I should be doing. Ooh, that's really wet. In regards to that, all right, we're gonna dry this. And I will say, sorry, one side note I forgot to tell you about, it is going to bleed onto the other side. So just be wary of that. It's the adult part of adult coloring, right? Thanks, Christine. I really enjoyed it. I really did. It is, right, Marilyn? Yeah, it's really pretty. I'd rather be a monkey. Swinging from the trees is cool, but regulating your own body temperature is awesome. I didn't know they did that. Well, that's cool. Okay, so I got this really wet. I need to make sure that it's completely dry before we add anything else to it. Can you put a sheet of paper in between so it doesn't go onto the page behind it? I probably could. So it's going to go onto the page directly behind it. Here, let me zoom out a little bit. But it's just a single. It doesn't seem to be affecting this as much. I'm not feeling really anything, but you could definitely put a sheet of paper behind it just to make sure that it doesn't affect this page here. How messy this thing is. It's got so much paint on it. There we go. Ah, they're warm-blooded, unlike turtles. Okay. Okay, it's almost there. It's still damp. There's a lot of heat gun tonight. A lot of heat gun. Right? Oh, Celine, me too. What? Sarah, that's a thing? You're kidding. Are you being serious? How have I never heard that before? Turtles breathe from their butts. I would have never. Well then, I mean, short of eating, like, I guess can they still, that seems weird. Can they expel air, like, out their mouth? Right, a little bit. I got no tea to heat up with it today. All right, there we go. There's definitely a fair amount of curling here. Also, my thing with the tape is too, last time I taped it down, I was using the heat gun so much, it made the masking tape peel up. Good thing Steve isn't a turtle. JC. Oh no, it would hurt to breathe. All right, we're gonna use a little bit of that scarlet red again. Okay, we're gonna go lightly. I wanna bring a good portion of this pink down into the entire thing. Oh my gosh. I think Stevie's in a turtle. That's funny. That one got me. I got a book that had a protective sheet, which was plastic, so I use that a lot. Ah, okay, I like it. All right, we're gonna bring that down. Oh no. A little bit. Okay, I feel like I need to read up on that. Is that like something David Attenborough told us at one point, that turtles breathe through their butts? Because that may change, like, okay. All right, I'm gonna ask a question that like a 12-year-old boy would ask. Because, you know, mammals break wind. They do. You know, a turtle, I suppose, is technically a reptile. Yeah, question mark. Oh, that was too pink, But do turtles break wind? And if they do, and they breathe through their tush, is breaking wind actually a burp? I feel like that's something that I need to know to continue my life in the way which I would like to live it. Oh, that was too much pink there. Oh, I gotta be more careful. I'm also getting a little heavy on the water here, so we're gonna need to dry this here in a minute. I just want to get this whole petal pink. Hang on. There we go. All right, we're gonna dry this and then we're gonna bring in the amaranth. Interesting. I just Googled it. They don't technically have a dedicated, oh goodness. They have an all-in-one kind of situation. Oh my gosh. All right, guys, I take it back. I don't want to be a turtle. I'm gonna be a monkey. Right? I did not know any of this about turtles. Like, in tortoises, is it the same situation? They have nostrils on their face. I'm gonna need to look it up. Turtles are like birds. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. For anyone new to the channel, welcome. They're separate from their shells. Then I watched an episode of the zoo and they showed an x-ray of the turtle. Oh, interesting. That would be kind of interesting to see. All right, that's pretty good. All right, let's go ahead and do amaranth. Okay. Ooh, that's a nice pretty pink. I like that. All right. I'm gonna get a little bit of water here and we're gonna go here. Ooh, that's so pretty. I like that. All right, I'm gonna get it around the top, but I'm gonna go quickly. Quickly. We're gonna need a little bit more here. I don't want to try and smooth that out. Go as quickly as possible. Okay. There we go. I'll look up a chat here in just a second. When I'm at this stage where I'm trying to move quickly so I don't pill up the paper, but also blending the color before it dries too much. Think of it as too, is that when the paper is still warm after I use the heat gun, it dries faster. Have to be quick and careful. There we go. So I will look up in a moment. Okay. All right, gonna dry that one. All right, what'd I miss? There you go. Oh, the shell actually has their spine attached to it. Interesting. Oh, that's hilarious, Sarah. According to the McGill Office for Science and Society, collective respiration is not much
Not so much breathing per se, it actually involves diffusing oxygen in and expelling carbon dioxide out. Okay. All right, I got that. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I suppose it would make them float more. All right. We're gonna add a little bit more amaranth on this one before, because I'm not gonna do this petal next, because I wanna make sure we fit in 2 of each petal, because we only have like 20 minutes. So I'm gonna go to the next petal after this. Interesting. All right, there we go. Can I just choose to be a pony instead? Be down with that. Almost there. For the most part, I'm pretty pleased with a smooth bend like that. It just takes it, when you're working on paper that is not meant for watercolor, it just takes a little bit more patience and, you know, just to make sure that you're not oversaturating the paper. Okay. A little bit heavier now, but I don't want to spend too long away from it. I'm using water to blend the edge, but I also want to get it right up to the top. I'll look up in chat in just a bit. A bit more. We're using that amaranth. I know this is like taking us longer, but it's watercolor. It is what it is. And when, like I said, it makes you take longer when you're doing it on something that isn't meant to be watercolor. Go a little bit more. I'll look up in just a second. There we go. Right? Seriously. Red panda for the win. Yeah, I'm down. Okay, I'm with Ev. I'm a red panda now. Turtles are known to have originated around 230 million years ago during the Triassic period. Oh, that's interesting. Right, JC? This has been an informative kind of stream. Has a pet turtle he got from when he was really young. See it grows. Oh, that's cool. That's funny, Bonnie. Can hamsters do it, though? I'm telling you, I think it is the cutest thing when Nibbles like yawns and stretches. It's so cute. All right. I think I'm just about done with that one. I'm gonna let that one dry naturally the rest of the way, and we are going to, as long as that part's dry, yeah. We're gonna move on to this petal here, which I'm looking at a bunch of pansies, and I think we're gonna do more white on this one. So a little bit of pink on the edge with white, and then we're gonna get darker in the middle using that kind of like wineberry one. Okay, so I'm gonna get a little bit of water here, and let's go ahead and start with the scarlet again. Okay, and we are going to do all around the edge. Go a little bit more. Skosh more. Oh, too much, too much, too much, too much. Literally, you guys are like getting insight to what it sounds like in my brain when I'm doing painting. Head is screaming, no, that's too much, what are you doing? I'm sorry, brain. Let's see. Went to the county fair and fell in love with goats. Goats are cute. They eat everything, but they are cute. All right, I'm using a little bit of white just to make sure that I have a nice smooth blend between the pink and the rest of the petal. There we go. All right, we're gonna dry that real quick. Not on high, on low. Okay. Now I know there's a line here, so technically that I suppose would be where it matches. We're gonna follow the line work, and we're gonna kind of create our own little pansy. Right? I can imagine. All right, that's still wet. It looks darker when it's wet because you're getting the you know, it's just the wet on the paper, but it lightens as everything dries. But I do want this to be a brighter pink on the edge. So real quick, we're gonna go ahead and grab some of the amaranth. A nice, real pretty pink. And we are gonna go very carefully along the edge. I don't wanna saturate it too much. Okay, we're gonna bring that around, clean the brush. Soften that edge just a little bit. I'm trying to be real careful because I should have dried that more before I went in with that. We're getting just a little bit of the amaranth. Okay, kind of dabbing it on there. I'll look up in chat in just a bit. Okay, just dab, dab, dab all the way through so that I don't have that hard line. There we go, that's better. Lizards don't have diaphragms, so when you turn them over to the backs, they can't breathe. Really? I didn't know that. Top of your car and smash your head on the smash your roof, break your windshield. Yes, they are really cute. Kenny, do you speak from experience? Have you had a goat that did that to you? I'm wondering. My parents had a goat once. They ate their blanket. I don't know how much longer they had the goat after that. All right. I'm gonna let that dry naturally. Okay. Now we're gonna go ahead and grab some of that wineberry from the tubes. The nice thing is even when it dries on the palette, because it's watercolor, I can reactivate it. Right? Sounds a lot of emotion behind that one. All right, so we're gonna start with that wineberry on the top of where that line is at. Okay. And I'm gonna apply water here. We're gonna get a little bit more of that wineberry with a little bit more water. So we can soften that edge just a bit. Clean, straight water. Okay, a little bit more of that wineberry. Bring it in just a little bit more. Okay, then we're gonna get a darker color to put on top of that. So I want, what do I want? I was thinking that meme from The Notebook. Tell me what you want. It's not that easy. I'm gonna take some of this purple and wineberry and black kind of schmoosh that we made earlier. That is the technical term for it. And I'm gonna put it right there. Water, soften the edge. There we go. I don't feel strongly that I want to use straight black on these spots, but if we use just darker paint, that will come across for the spots as well. There we go. I like that. All right, let's try. Oh, you have 6 goats, and goats are escape. Kenny, yes. Oh no. As turtles evolve, their ribs, sternum, and spine fuse to form a hard shell. Since the turtle shell is made of bone, a fractured shell is a painful as a broken leg. Oh man. They're good with rice. I gotta be honest, I've never eaten turtle. I don't know that I have plans to eat turtle. I don't know about that. Where we lived before, we went out there where the cars were parked, and there was this giant, like, snapping turtle. Like, he was huge. There was a creek behind our house, so I carefully and gently relocated him because the direction he was going was towards traffic, and there wasn't any water for miles where he was headed. So I was like, buddy, you're probably going to be better off if you turn around and, you know, we'll take your little legs and head on back to the water source here. So we put a towel over him so that he couldn't, like, kind of, because they can reach back and, like, snap really, really far. So I was just like, we're just gonna put you over here. So we put a towel over him and carried him, and my gosh, he was so heavy. He was so heavy. Because if you look at different pansies, like if you pull up Google, you'll see that there's other pansies that don't have the big black spot in them. I actually wondered that myself, which is why I started Googling pansies and what they looked like, and I was like, okay. All right, so we're using that wineberry where we're going a little bit darker on the top part there, and then lighter as we fade out. Water there. There we go. There we go. All right. Had to double latch each gate. Haven't figured that out yet. Oh my gosh. Goats are smart, man. Wait, what did Tanya say? Kenny sounds like me. I used to grow pansies as a kid. They're so colorful. They're so pretty. They really are. All right, we're gonna use some of that color that we made earlier. Couldn't even tell you. Look, it looks like this. There's black in it, and violet, and wineberry. We did all the things. Clean a little bit while it's still wet. There we go. All right, get some of that color. Okay, clean, clean, clean. And bring that down. There we go. The thing with this paper is that it's just incredibly absorbent. Yeah, it's interesting. Not all of them have the big spots on them. And in fact, I may get a little bit of black later and darken that part there just a little bit. Give it a little bit more of a contrast. Oh, you eat goat. Oh, okay. All right. So I'm gonna let that dry on its own. While I'm thinking about it, I do want to add just the tiniest bit of black. Like this. Just a little bit. Here we go. I like that better. Okay, so let's go ahead and do... Really? That's interesting. Sarah, I'm not a monster. That's interesting, Bonnie. Okay, so now we're gonna grab the Scarlet Red. Now, I see this one has a little bit of an outline. I don't really know. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna ignore the outline. I'm just gonna pretend like there's no outline there. I don't really know what to do with it. So I'm not gonna do anything with it, which means I'm gonna take some of this Wineberry and I'm gonna bring it up along the edge where that one's at. Cause I'm pretending like it's not there. Let's see. A little bit of that Scarlet Red there. And we're gonna do the same thing with the white. See, when I try to justify things to myself, I just start singing it like, I know I shouldn't eat this second bowl of ice cream, but ice cream is delicious, and whoever said that I shouldn't eat the second bowl of ice cream is crazy, so I'm gonna go eat it. Ta-da! Just exactly like that. All right. Carefully. Just want to make sure I leave some white on there. We're gonna grab a little bit more scarlet. No one's a monster. Everyone has different lifestyles. All right, a little bit more of that Scarlet Red. Steve was sweet the other night. It was kind of late when he came home, and he brought me ice cream. Brought me a Reese's Blizzard. It was delicious. All right, so we're gonna dry this, and then we're gonna use some amaranth on it. Although I should have continued that there because it is all just one petal. So since I decided I didn't want to watch Merlin anymore because I didn't want to go through the ending of it again, I started watching Buffy again. I think my favorite season is like the first half of season 4. I feel like that one's really good. When Buffy first goes to college, there are some funny episodes in that one. Like probably the episode that just makes me crack up a ton is the Jonathan episode where he's like 007. And I love that they changed the opening sequence because of it. Like it's those little things like that that are so good. And like the episode Hush, that one's really good too. I want to say Hush actually won some awards for that one. That one was really good. Buffy! I love Buffy. Blackberry cobbler! Right, there you go. Small portion of every turtle that's born every year. Can't get turtle in huge quantities like before. Yeah, and I think there's a few things that have changed like that. But yeah. Of course, then like I start to get stressed out in the second half of season 4 when stuff with like the initiative starts to go kablooey. And I'm like, I'm not enjoying this as much anymore. But the first half of it is great. Like the episode where the ones that were drinking beer ended up turning into cavemen. I don't know. It's just silly, but it's just funny. All right. So I still want there to be white on there. We're gonna use a little bit of white. Yeah. To kind of blend that edge, make sure. And for those of you who missed it earlier, I'm using a mixture of the tube watercolors and the half pans. Currently, the half pans are not for sale on the website. They're out of stock, but the tubes are. What? Did I miss a Sarah? Oh, no, there you go. I see it. You're saying welcome as in you're welcome. I gotcha. All right, we're gonna use a little bit of amaranth here. I am playing with fire, not drying this in between, but I'm getting impatient. All right, a little bit of amaranth. And I will say when it is already wet, if I haven't, you know, taken it too far, the edges blend easier when the paper is wet. Dry, dry, dry. That's just straight water. Here we go. And in fact, this can probably go darker, but I'm gonna wait to see how dark this is before I try and match up the other one. And then I don't know, see, in the next season, when you get Dawn in the picture, I really don't like Dawn's character. I know she's meant to be whiny, but she's almost too whiny, which makes the way that Buffy is around her, makes her kind of unlikable. And so I like Dawn better in the last season when she starts to mature a little bit. Does anybody watch Breaking Bad? I watched it once. I can't remember if I watched the entire series, but I do know it, and I know what the premise is. All right, dry, dry, dry. Hey, what should we color next? This takes so long. This would honestly take me a bajillion streams to actually finish. So I think we'll call this one one for now. So the next question is, what should we do next? What should we do next? We haven't done a Johanna in a while, right? I mean, because we did Rita Berman, we did Kirby Roseanne, now we're doing Maggie. What did we do before Kirby? Was it a Johanna? Oh, by heart, that's awesome. I don't know that I liked. I didn't dislike it, but it's not anything that I'm like, yeah, I feel like watching that right now. I think I more so watched it because I had heard so much about it and I wanted to know what all the hype was about. But I want to say that like I watched it and then like skipped to the end because I just wanted to see what happened at the end of the series, but that's about it. Johanna, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. We haven't done a Johanna in a little bit. Might be nice to do a little refresher. A lot of stuff that most people haven't eaten. My extended family on my dad's side were hill people, so you ate what was presented and you didn't ask questions. Oh man. I'm gonna use a little bit of black. Just a tiny bit, just to continue that kind of line. Actually, I'm going to use the black from the tubes, not the pan. The black from the tubes is a little bit darker. There we go. I like that better. Okay, so you know what we need though? We need a little bit of shadow because there's not a whole lot of depth going on here right now. So because we have some white here, I'm thinking. Actually, indigo, I don't know. Do I want to do indigo? Hang on. Let me think here. Indigo. There is deep red. We could do something like a burnt umber. I suppose we could do noir, since a little bit of a... Let's actually try really light noir. That might actually work. World of Flowers before Kirby, I think. Oh, yeah. I think it was World of Flowers. Yeah, I'll look at our streams and see what we've done recently and maybe try and choose a book that we haven't done in a while. All right, so I'm gonna grab Noir. I only want very light bits, so I'm gonna put some of it on the palette here. And then I'm going to bring it around. Let's see, I added too much water there and that part of the paper has wrinkles. Okay, yeah, actually that works. I just need to go make sure that that edge really gets up. I'm actually gonna kind of pre-wet that a little bit. And we're gonna get a little bit of that noir. I'm using just the tiniest amount. Because I mean, you're literally putting black on white. So I mean, a little bit is gonna go a really long way. Gonna bid you good night. Oh, sounds good. Have fun on your walk. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you for the little pick-me-up gift for Steve and the gifted memberships. You are so generous. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Hopefully next week your assistant picks up a few more hours, give you a little bit of a breathing room. Yeah, I like that. I think that worked. I think any other color like I normally do would have stood out too much. Right, there you go. Started and I've tried 2 episodes, I got bored. You know what's funny? First time I watched Doctor Who, I was kind of like that. Like I was like, this is so cheesy, what am I doing? And now I'm just like, oh my God, I love it. Like I literally had Dalek fuzzy socks on today. Oh, that reminds me, I was gonna ask you guys. So it got me thinking about it. And so for me, like socks, like fuzzy socks are always a perfect go-to for Steve. Like it's something that is like for stockings or whatever. Like it's something that's inexpensive and they make me unbelievably happy. What is something that you love it when people gift to you that's inexpensive? Like, you know, a lot of times people think that like, oh, I need to spend, you know, like $25, $30 on this gift or whatever. But legitimately, like a $4 pack of fuzzy socks, I will use all the time and I love them so much. What is something that is a gift that you enjoy a ridiculous amount, even if it's just like your favorite, you know, favorite cup of coffee from a place, but something that somebody gives you as a gift that's inexpensive and you just love it to pieces? I was curious. Tanya, snacks. Tired of World of Flowers and 30 Days of Creativity? That's fair. All right, we've done this for a while. Right? I love fuzzy socks. Ooh, box of chocolate covered cherries. Like those Queen Anne's cherries? Fluffy socks or a soft jumper, candy. Oh, candles. Sorry, I read it as candies first. I'm using that noir again. I need to get that wet first. There wasn't anything on there. Yeah, fuzzy socks are it for me. All right, so no World of Flowers and no 30 Days of Creativity. I can do that. I can do that. And no Lost Ocean. That's fine too. How funny would it be if we did a Christmas page? There's a soap called Yardley, the lavender one. Okay, Diet Coke, I'll take it under the Christmas tree. Ghirardelli chocolate with caramel filling. I love that. It was just something like a random thought that I had today, and I'm like, I was picking out my socks because my feet are always cold, and we have not everywhere in the house is carpet, so I enjoy wearing a good pair of slippers and fuzzy socks. But I was putting them on, I was just like, these make me so unbelievably happy. Ooh, Magical Jungle. We haven't done that one in a while. That's not a bad idea. Get some more of this noir here. Oh my gosh, I didn't even realize it was 10:30. Okay, a little bit more there. A little bit more here. Time gotta wait for me tonight. Soften that edge there. Everybody loves a good little gift. Hi, Julie. What's going on? We are painting in Flowerscape. We're working on this page, we're making some pansies. And then my question was, what is a simple, inexpensive gift that you just love so much when someone gives you? Mine is fuzzy socks. Steve always puts them in my stocking. I use them year round and I love them so much. What is something that is inexpensive that you love? Secret Garden. I'll have to look. See, my thing is I need to like have a vision of what I want to do too. Well, I know it seems like we didn't do much, but watercolor painting takes me that much longer. Plus, when it's on paper that isn't meant for watercolor, you really have to take a lot of time to dry it in between. And honestly, I could work on these flowers for another like few hours. But you get the idea, and that was kind of fun. So yeah, we will do some sort of Johanna. Maybe we can do something obscure, maybe like a mini page or something different. Something different. Let me think on it. Fuzzy socks and jammies, right? Ooh, Starbucks gift card. Always nice. Always nice. Love coffee. Although sometimes coffee doesn't love me. I had it a little late in the day today, so my hands were a little bit more than usual. Anyway. All right. Well, I think I'm going to wrap it up here. I know we kind of had a up and down conversation tonight, but you know, that's where it leads sometimes. That's where it leads. But, you know, painting was fun, something a little bit different, but we will do something from Johanna next time. It won't be 30 Days of Creativity, it won't be World of Flowers, and it won't be Lost Ocean. It'll be one of the others. I'm just gonna, ooh, sun catchers, I love it. Jammy bottoms, oh, there you go. Try Starbucks if someone got me a gift card, but I should go. Well, you know, I don't really like Starbucks coffee as much because it's so acidic, but a few years ago, I want to say it was when I first started streaming. Joanna, Color Chat with Joanna, she sent me a Starbucks gift card for Christmas. And you know what I used it for? I got a stainless steel cup with a straw that I still use every week. I put stickers on it and I love it so much. And I'm like, oh, there's a Christmas gift from Joanna. All the time. I use it all the time. Hi, Grumpy Stitcher. I'm just heading out. So anyway, thanks, Angela. I know it doesn't seem like we did much, but you know what?
That's watercolor for you. All right, everyone. I'm gonna head out. You guys keep being awesome. Don't forget to check out the interview and your free coloring download from Maggie Enterrios for her new book. So check out the Let's Talk. I was really excited with that one. But I will see you all on Wednesday. And we'll do something new. All right. Ooh, peppermint hot chocolate. That's so good. Sounds good, Grumpy Stitcher. All right, everyone. You keep being awesome and amazing. Evelyn, I think you're gone now, but thank you again for your gifted memberships and the little surprise gift for Steve. You are so sweet. Everyone, thank you for being here. Thank you for chatting. And I'll chat with you on Wednesday. Have a good weekend. Bye.